In this world of Photoshop and filters, our young girls receive a lot of harmful messages about what it means to be a woman. Body image expert and psychology professor Dr. Charlotte Markey is trying to reverse some of that with her new book, The Body Image Book for Girls, Love Yourself and Grow Up Fearless. Dr. Markey, thanks so much for being here.
It's so wonderful to be back. It's great to see you, Shirley.
Charlotte, the book is largely for girls aged 9 to 15. And so I think you covered this range of topics, social media, diet, puberty even. How does your book help girls see their bodies and themselves in a more positive light?
Well, I think really the first and most important lesson is that we want girls to view themselves as more than a body. We want them to value themselves in ways that have nothing to do with their appearance. So it's not just about appreciating or accepting how they look, right? It's about appreciating and accepting that our looks are just one small part of who we are. So even though the book is about body image, it's also about shifting our focus and thinking about our mental health more generally.
How can you do that? Because when you look around everywhere on all sorts of platforms, it's all about how you look. I mean, Instagram alone can be pretty harmful, even for an adult.
No doubt about it. And I'm not trying to suggest that this is easy or simple. And that's why the book is actually as long and has as much in it as it does, right? I set out to write a 100-page book for tweens, essentially. And it turned into a book that's over 200 pages. It's illustrated and it's very accessible. But still, there's a lot of nuance in there because I appreciate that girls are going to be thinking, what do you mean, question beauty ideals? Like, that's all I see around me. And so I really want to explain why the questioning makes sense and why then they can also choose something different for themselves.
A lot of us have gained weight during the quarantine, right? And so tell me about the impact that parents can have on their children, particularly girls, when you are critical of what they're eating.
Yeah, we really want to be careful to not criticize our kids' food choices. It's just not worth it in the long run. We don't want to start moralizing food. So we don't want to talk about our kale smoothie as so wonderful and that piece of pizza as so terrible, because then what happens is our kids start to like pizza that much more. And at the end of the day, it's just food. We need food as fuel to keep us going. But no kid ever liked broccoli because they were forced to eat it. So we want to be strategic in our parenting. We want to offer healthy foods most of the time. We want to model eating healthy foods most of the time, but we don't have to talk about it a lot necessarily. And we want to let our kids have some autonomy so that this doesn't become this power struggle or this control issue within the family.
One thing also I want to mention before we close is that your book also has these real life stories from girls out there across the country. And I just love that because I feel like it lets girls know that they're not alone with these questions and these struggles. Was that the intent?
Yeah, and you know what? I interviewed so many girls and I focus grouped so many girls to come up with some of the content from this book. It's primarily based, though, on empirical studies, research, but the stories, I think, really help to illustrate for girls that they aren't alone, that even very thoughtful young adults and older teens who are trying to have a positive body image have bad days, and that's okay. This is a process. It's a journey, and we're all just doing our best.
Dr. Charlotte Markey, thank you so much for your time. And her book is The Body Image Book for Girls, Love Yourself and Grow Up Fearless. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.